Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexi out here. It's Thursday, and we're doing Thursday Think Tank, and we're talking training camp and just the Raptors' first week of the 2024-25 season and impressions and just anything anybody wants to talk about. We got the phone lines open for today. I have my phone ready. So if anybody wants to call in today, they're more than welcome to. I have a new phone plan, so I don't think there's any charges. If you don't have any charges to call to Toronto, then you can call me and there will be no charges of any sort. So, yes, if you are a member of the channel, you have access to this phone number. It's in the Facebook chat from our Raptor Freak Facebook chat, and it's also in the community tab for members that aren't in the Facebook chat. You can see the number there also. So, I'll take number calls at any time today. So if you want to call in and talk to me, I will answer the phone. So that's what's going on with the live call-in show. Raptor Freak, let's go. That's right. All right. It is Thursday, and we've had a couple days of training camp, and we had a new media scrum yesterday with 3 more people. Well, Darko, once again, his second time up there, and RJ Barrett and Oshai Abaji were the interviews yesterday at training camp. And I got to say, RJ seems pretty annoyed with Eric Kareem. Yeah, Eric Kareem, man. Listen, if I was an NBA player and reporters were coming at me telling you basically your defense sucks, bro. Like you've always been like an offensive player and you don't really play defense. That's bullshit. I think that those allegations against RJ Barrett about him not being a good defensive player, that's kind of asshole kind of thing, Eric Kareem. And I can understand why RJ Barrett was a less than enthusiastic to be talking to you in the interview yesterday. I mean, you're throwing shade at him for no reason at all. Yeah, we get it. RJ's been overwhelmingly more of an offensive player in his early career in high school and in Duke and even at the New York Knicks. And listen, the challenge was set last year by the Raptors and his father, Rowan Barrett Sr., for Team Canada to become more well-rounded as a two-way player. But man, the way you went about it and talking to him about it is insulting, is what I'll say. And the answer and the way you got the saltiness from RJ Barrett is deserved, Eric Kareem. So check yourself and stop insulting the players. Yes, if you make the NBA, you play defense, okay? So shut up, Eric Kareem. It may not be OG Anunoby level defense, but he's playing defense. He's going to get better and better at defense. So stop slighting these guys with really cheesy-ass questions. And, yeah, don't get mad at him when he answers the question and says, yeah, well, Pascal was here and my defense was different then because he was around to help. Don't get mad at him. We know RJ Barrett's journey as a defensive player is going to get better now. In some ways, his player profile for the Knicks is way different than his player profile for the Raptors. And we know RJ is making great strides on the defensive side of the ball, and you don't need to be insulting about it, Eric Kareem, with your dumbass questions. So I stand with RJ Barrett in this situation and being like, yeah, what the hell are you talking about, Eric Kareem? Get that mess out of here. It was like, all right, we're like the first couple of days of the season in. And, of course, one of the reporters is going to piss off one of the Raptors at some point. Darko's still emphasizing and talking a lot about defense. And defense is a big, big key of what they're talking about. Of course, defense was horrible for the Raptors at the end of the season last year. And also the rebounding was really bad. But rebounding goes hand in hand with defense. So we got to get better rebounding from our players overall and be more together on defense. And we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It seems like Darko's pleased with what's been happening in practice so far this week. He said there was no specific standouts for defensive gains this year. He was just kind of saying, actually everybody did the work that I asked them to do, and they're coming back and they're coming correct, is basically what he's saying. He did mention Jakob at one point, saying that Jakob is way better than he was last year at this time when he saw him in training camp. So Darko's happy. Darko has talked to different people like Chris Boucher, like RJ Barrett, like other Raptors, and said, this is what I want y'all to do, and they've listened. And they've been putting in the work this summer, and we're seeing gains. And that's what everybody's saying. Oshai Abaji also saying that in his interview, that it seems like everybody put in work, and we've all gotten a bit better this year. So that's fantastic. That's what we want to hear, because they're young. They're young players, and as they grow and get older, they'll grow as players, and they'll grow as men in their life and growing up, just like Scotty, having a baby. So good stuff from the training camp interviews yesterday. Abaji, this is a make or break year in some ways. You really, really got to get your offense going more correctly in certain ways. Mainly, you got to make open shots. I think that's what everybody's saying, is that you just need to make sure that you stick your open shots and everything else will work out. It's like Keel Augustine and Paul Jones saying on Raptors Today that if Abaji makes his shots, then he's athletically so good at going to the basket. That's going to be a game changer for Ochai Abaji. If he can get his shot to go down consistently where they have to respect it, well, they're going to give him room, and he's going to go around them, and he's going to throw it down through the hoop. And that's what we want to see. So, yeah, lots of good stuff. Y'all have ideas or interesting things to say about the Raptors and training camp right now in Montreal. Call me on the phone line. The number is up in the community chat and also in the Facebook chat for Raptors members of the channel, Raptor Freak members. Let's see what people are saying this morning in the chat. We'll go there next. Trevor J saying, good morning, family. Respect the old when you were young. Help the weak when you are strong. Confess the faults when you are wrong, because one day in life you will be old, weak, and wrong. Wow. Yeah. I mean, there's always a dichotomy. There's always another side. And youngsters that look down on old people, well, you'd be lucky to get to be old. And then you'll figure it out. And then hopefully there won't be some shitty youngsters treating you poorly when you're old later. I mean, let's have some wise wisdom on this, people. And understand this. If you're in trouble, you really need help. Well, hopefully somebody's there to help you out, and vice versa. If you see somebody in trouble, why don't you help them out? So I love your words of wisdom, Trevor J. That's awesome, man. Trevor's saying, RJ said Davion Mitchell is a monster defensive player. 3 more days to go back to Raptors basketball. Yeah, getting high regards, known for this notoriety of Mitchell for his defensive ability and how he is dogged on a point of attack defense. Yeah. I like this. And in some ways, Davion Mitchell has been somebody that I've been very impressed with so far since he's arrived at the Raptors. He's a mature guy for only being in his 4th year, and he carries himself very well. And like I said yesterday, I think that he's going to have a great influence on a rookie Jacoby Walter and Jamal Shed as far as teaching them the ropes of the NBA and kind of like just being a good role model. I get those vibes from Mitchell, that in some ways he just didn't fit in Sacramento. And, well, he's got a new lease on life in Toronto. And now it's time to get out there and do stuff. Darko actually said that Mitchell is shooting the ball really well right now in practice right now. So this is a good sign that Mitchell may be locked in and making his threes like he did last year for the Kings. And that is something that we will want from him. It's not going to be just one side of the ball where, just bug the hell out of the point guard on the other side when he has the ball. No, we're going to need him to hit some shots too. So it's good signs that Mitchell's fitting in very well and that his shot's going in right now. So I love that. Monique is here. The super fan, Monique Lawrence, is in the house. The greatest. Let's see what she's saying. Good morning, Raptor Freak family crew. Love everything the guys have to say about each other. Defense philosophy is a must. Ochai knows he's got to be better shooting wise. And Chris being open about last season. Yeah, well, Chris, in some ways, like, it wasn't ideal what happened last season in some ways. I mean, in some ways, you also got to think about the emotional toll that Boucher took from seeing all of his old teammates gone now. In some way, he's the longest standing Raptor at this point. And Scotty Barnes is like the next longest standing Raptor. And Scotty's only been on the team for 3 years. So Chris is a long time veteran on this team. And he's seen Siakam, Fred, Kyle, OG, Norman. He's seen all those guys go. And in some ways, that's got to be a little bit like, wow, this is changing a lot. And am I the next one to go at some point? Well, ESPN has an article out this morning talking about players that are really probably going to get traded. And we have a player on that list. There are like 7 players or something like that, 7 players to watch for early trade preview for 2024, 2025. And, of course, Zach LaVine's at the top of the list. D'Angelo Russell of the Lakers is on here. Kyle Kuzma of the Wizards. Cameron Johnson of the Nets. Jeremy Grant of the Blazers. And Brandon Ingram of the New Orleans Pelicans, along with our guy, Bruce Brown Jr. of the Toronto Raptors. And this is what ESPN is saying about the situation. Bruce Brown is perhaps the likeliest player to switch teams before the trade deadline. The 28-year-old, who won a title as a key reserve with the Denver Nuggets, plays with the young rebuilding Toronto team that probably picked up his $23 million team option with the intent of dealing him later. It might make sense to move him given the Raptors made a clear choice to turn the page by trading OG Anunoby and Pascal Siakam last season. Brown is a solid secondary ball handler, decent defender, and an ace in transition, making him a natural fit for contending teams. His contract shouldn't be a burden to teams since he's in the last season of his deal. Keep an eye on a potential Denver reunion if third-year wing Christian Brune struggles in his expanded role after Kentavious Caldwell-Pope went to Orlando in the offseason. Brown fit with the Nuggets before and almost certainly would again. So that's what they're saying. They're saying the most likely player to get traded in the early trade period of the NBA season coming up is Bruce Brown. And that makes total sense. I mean, there's no secret about this. And this is the kind of situation where it's like, yeah, this everybody knows this. This is not a secret or anything like that. So, yeah, ESPN writing about the Raptors and Bruce Brown this morning. Most saying 3 more days until Raptors preseason. Let's go, DJ Carton. Number 3, DJ Carton. That's right, Marquette. Let's go. Let's go to Montreal and play against Jonas Valanciunas and the Wizards on Sunday night. That's right. I'm hyped too. That's right. Most saying Darko Rajakovic and Chris Boucher's communication is perfect to me. Yes, we found out 2 days ago that Darko reached out and talked to Chris a lot this summer, and they got on the same page. They've got an understanding. In some ways, Darko showed interest in what he wants to do with Chris, and that meant a lot to Chris. In some ways, that's sometimes what it is. It's like, look, you can be confused on an NBA team and be like, I don't know what the hell is going on. My coach isn't even talking to me. Well, Darko's not like that. Darko keeps the lines of communication open, and he allows people, all the people that are on the roster, to know what they need to do to get what they want. And that's very, very important for a coach to do, is to set up something like, well, listen, Chris, I'll shoot it to you straight. If you really want to play more minutes, I need you to do these abilities more often, and you need to be more consistent with this part of your game. And then Chris listens. Chris works in the summer. He fixes things. He does things a little bit differently. And then, boom, all of a sudden, Coach Rajakovic says, you know what? You're listening to me. I'm going to reward you. And you know what? You're going to get to be in the rotation tonight. So that's great. And in some ways, I like that. In some ways, we've seen Chris a little mopey during the season last year. And then during the offseason, he was posting a lot of pictures of him working hard in Raptors warm-up gear. And also, we've seen in the last few days a lot of bonding between Chris Boucher and his other teammates at Media Day. So other people are posting Chris. Scotty has posted Chris on his Instagram stories today. In fact, we can go look at that right now if y'all want. Real quick, we'll do the Instagram stories. Teresa Resch, WNBA Toronto president, has posted a little clip of Night of the Museum, and it stars Paige, the Canadian player Paige Buckers, and she's kind of like I think she's in the ROM or the AGO, the Ontario Art Gallery. I don't know where she is exactly, but she's in a museum, and she's bouncing a basketball. And I'm wondering about this also. Paige being on the WNBA Toronto president's Instagram, does that mean that she's a draft target? Because she's not in the league yet. And it could very well be that Paige ends up on the Toronto team for us in WNBA. So that, I don't know. There's a lot to read into that with Teresa Resch showing this Night of the Museum clip on her Instagram stories right now. Jamison battles with his girlfriend. Got a nice picture of her with him. And he's saying favorite memes from the favorite folders. Part 2. Oh, that's what she wrote, Taylor. I guess that's his girlfriend. Jamal Shed has got they did a palming challenge with the Raptors yesterday. In some ways, it was not good PR, Raptors admit, just so you know. Because, basketball players should be able to palm the ball. And seeing RJ have such a hard time palming the ball to get it off the ground. Of course, they said Jamal Shed touched the ball before him, and he had a lot of lotion on his hands. And in some ways, the ball was really slippery, and that was part of the reason why RJ was having a hard time grabbing the ball. I mean, I can do it myself. I've been able to palm a ball a certain way in the past, but this one's flat. So in some ways, it's easy. But, yeah, I can palm the ball, and I like the whole throw it to them and catch it palm, like Garrett Temple and a couple other people are doing. Scotty had no problem picking the ball off the floor with one hand in a palming. Emmanuel kept at it, and he finally did pick it up. He didn't get it right away, but he did pick it up eventually. But, yeah, this is something that a lot of basketball players should be able to do, is having the right kind of hand size that they can palm the ball. But we put that on display yesterday. It was kind of weird. I don't know. I wouldn't do that one anymore, Raptors admin. Don't do the palming ball challenge. That's weird. There's Jamal Shed putting his teammate, Jacoby Walter, on blast. and the purple 14. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good bump, Cobe. See, I can tell that Shed and Walter really are bonding. Like they're becoming like really close friends, and that is a good thing. Also, we see that he is celebrating. Pitt State has committed some young guy, Landon, somebody. I don't know. Slim Duck celebrating big aura on Scotty Barnes, with Scotty with the purple front black back 4 wearing that. It's so awesome. And then Chris has got funny stuff there. He's also celebrating Grady. He put Grady up on his Instagram stories in the purple front black back 1. And there's Chris in the Montreal series getting ready for it. They show him from training camp running up and down the court. That's right. You're going to play in your hometown on Sunday, Chris. And I hope that Darko gives you a featured role in the rotation because of the situation of being there. There's a nice picture of Chris and who's number 8? I forget who number 8 is, but it could be Oshai or somebody like that. And Emmanuel. So it's nice to see teammates bonding. Emmanuel Quickly and Chris Boucher. And number 8, I think number 8 may be Disu or somebody like that. But either way, it's cool to see Chris putting on blast his teammates like Scotty, Grady, and Emmanuel on his Instagram stories. RJ Barrett showing off the Raptors logo, the Raptors shirt, the practice. And RJ is, this is what he said yesterday. And man, he is a real one. I have no worry about this. In some ways, RJ may not get as much spotlight as he deserves being in around Scotty and Emmanuel. But in some ways, RJ may be an afterthought in some ways. But you know what? It doesn't matter. This guy's not playing for that. This guy's playing for his family legacy. That guy's playing for Canada. That guy's playing for his city. And he made it very clear in his interview yesterday that RJ Barrett is playing for the Toronto Raptors, that he's playing for home. And he is serious about this. There's a little bit extra more put into what he's trying to do out there. We know how RJ plays. He plays hard as hell. He plays with a ferocity. He plays with an ability to get to the basket in a crazy way. He plays with a real tenacity. And honestly, when he plays for his hometown, the Toronto Raptors, he plays even extra for it. So I'm so excited about this. I can tell he's a real one. Obviously, Mississauga's own RJ Barrett. And he is, seriously, I have no doubt about RJ's going to be successful. He's going to be a badass. He's going to grow as a player. And he's going to just revel and love playing for the Toronto Raptors more and more because it's very gratifying. He's a hometown hero. And in some ways, his friends that he grew up with, well, he's living a dream. He probably dreamt of playing for the Raptors for a long, long time. And his friends probably joked about it. It's like, man, when you play the Raptors, it's going to be awesome. Well, the dream is here. The dream is real. We got half a season of it last year. And now we're going to see a full season of RJ Barrett putting on that Raptors jersey all year. And I'm so here for it because that man plays with a passion that is not very common in the NBA in certain ways at this point. He is a throwback in that kind of way, a real one, a guy who's grinding, a guy who's working hard, a guy like DeMar DeRozan, a guy like Kobe Bryant. And that's why I'm very, very excited about the first full season of RJ Barrett in a Toronto Raptors jersey. All right, looks like I've got a call, guys. Let's see who's on the phone. First call of the day. Let's see. Let me see. Caller, you're on the air.
Yes, sir. Cowboy again.
Cowboy, Canadian Cowboy in the house. Bradley, ta-da. What's going on today? Where are you at working today, Bradley?
Yeah, I'm in the same spot.
You're in the same spot. Okay, so you're still working. Where were you last time? You were somewhere.
Young and Clark.
Okay, so you're north of the city on Yonge Street.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Vaughan, kind of like Richmond Hill. Yeah. Cool, man. What's that? How you been this week, Bradley? You doing very well?
Oh, yeah, I'm always awesome. I was actually calling to congratulate Carlos JS. He's having a second son, Santino.
Awesome. Yeah, I didn't know that. Carlo, congratulations on your son. That's fantastic. That's great stuff. Yeah.
Good news.
That's very good news. Wow. I had not seen that anywhere, but I'm glad you told me about it for sure. So what's going on, Bradley, with how you feeling about training camp so far this week with the Raptors?
Oh, I love it. Everything's awesome. I think everyone's gelling good. Like a family, new culture, new era Raptors. It's awesome.
Yeah, I feel like they're on the same page, and I feel like there's a lot of promise and a lot of hope. And there's ability that could be very much realized, and the Raptors do better than people actually think they will. So,
yeah, for sure. 41 wins. David knows.
Yeah, that's right. So did you see the clip of Prince Shamshay almost hitting his head on the door?
No, where do you guys see this?
Well, all right. So yesterday there was a clip, Bradley, where the Raptors, you know how they like to do those little interviews when they're leaving the practice court from training camp? And what they were asking all the Raptors what their favorite type of food was. And we had people like Jemias Ramsey saying soul food. And I think that Emmanuel Quickly was properly told that he likes Asian food. And, everybody was answering. And Shamshay came out and said, I like African food. And then he almost hit his head on this the door because, of course, he's like 6'11", and the normal standard doors. You know this, Bradley. What is the normal standard door height in carpentry and housing and building?
Oh shoot! Now you got me on the spot.
Yeah, a standard door usually is 6'8", and well, you do the math. He's 6'11". So in some ways, they were worried because they had him distracted and asking him the question about the food. And he turned around. He almost smacked his head on the top of the door, but he caught himself. But yeah, he's such a cool guy, man. I'm really, really impressed with Ulrich, and I'm very excited to see him grow as a basketball player in his basketball career. It's gonna be really good.
Yeah, all the draft picks. That's the best $1 billion I spent
To get Shamshay, to get that pick and land him on our team. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah. So also. There were other players that came in and gave their things. Like Grady was about how he really loves oxtail patties right now. Like this man is really eating them, and Mobo was really impressed with that. He was kind of saying to Grady, "You like the Jamaican food?" And he's like, "That's my dog," and like that's what he said too. Is that he's really into Jamaican cuisine, Jonathan Mobo. But yeah, it was really cool to hear the different players talk about food a little bit. I know that Raptors fans have seen that clip. And seeing them come out and talk about the food. Now, Darko said that he likes Serbian food. And everybody's like, what is Serbian food? But apparently, it's like, I don't know exactly what it is.
It's all the same. It's just different spices.
Yeah, I think it's very much like Eastern European cuisine, like maybe like cabbage stuff and, different things, Yeah. So Bradley, what do you? I know that you make predictions recently about our season this year. How many wins do you think we're gonna get again? I want to hear you say it over the phone.
I think 41 plus.
41 plus. So you think we're gonna be an above 500 team somehow, some way? Man, I love that. If that could happen, oh my gosh, I'd be so for it, and I hope it does. I hope
Even
it
if
does.
it doesn't, I wouldn't stress about it. It's a new team,
Yep.
That's where I'm going. I'm going with that.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, hey, Bradley, man, I want you to be safe while you're working today on this Thursday. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And I know you'll be ready for the game on Sunday against the Wizards in Montreal. I can't wait to watch it either. I'm so hyped. So hyped. Yeah. All right, Bradley, all the best. Love you, brother. And just stay safe on the job as always. And thanks for calling in to the Raptor Freak Live call-in show today on the Thursday Think Tank, man.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, well, Fiercely thinks it's Tuesday. But yeah, congratulations, Carlos, again.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope that Carlo shows up in the chat so we can talk to him, but maybe he's too busy, man. He's probably too busy with that baby right now, and that's why we're not seeing him in the chat right now. So, but yeah, Raptor Freak family definitely congratulates Carlo JS on the birth of his child recently. That's so awesome.
Santino.
All right, Santino. All right, cool.
That's a nice name. It got a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it makes me think of that wrestler. But anyway, Bradley, all the best, man. And I love you, brother. And I will talk to you again very, very soon, my man.
All right, later, bud.
All right, bud. All right, man. Cool. We got our first call of the day. Bradley's calling back in again to check in with us once again this week. Very, very cool to hear from Bradley. So cool. He's saying good morning, Raptors and Raptors freaks. Lex, 3 more days. Let's go. That's right. I love it so much, man. And let's see. Cowboys saying, can't wait to get my hands on a Shamshay 22. Yeah, that'll be very cool. Bradley's probably going to get that purple one, just like those. That's the one I'd probably get right now, too. That's probably the one I'd get from there, too. Yeah. Monique's also saying Oshai learning from Davion Mitchell is what he needs. Yeah, I mean, this is the great thing. Mitchell was very clear in his interview the other day that he's learning from other people and people are learning from him. It's going every which way. And, of course, he's learning from his coaches. He's learning from other vets, but Mitchell also said he's learning from Shed and other younger players than him. So the learning is going every which way with everybody in training camp right now. And if Abaji is learning more defensive stuff from Mitchell, that's great. That's fantastic. Smooth is here. He's saying Ochai Agbaji to me is a very limited ceiling as an NBA player. I see him as an 8th or 9th guy at best. Likely this year, if he doesn't show much by January, he's gone. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I won't disagree with you, Smooth. In some ways, we do want to see him make some more jumps as far as things. I think the main thing is that he just needs to make his shot consistently, and he'll be all right. Because honestly, the defensive prowess that he has is there already. He's really, really good defender already. It's just that he has to make the other teams honest with his offense. And if he can do that, he can stick around. But I think you're right. If he can't get this together in some ways, he may trade somebody to trade or move or upgrade that piece on the team as far as his roster spot. So good to see Smooth in the chat today. Andrew saying, good morning, y'all. Let's go, Mo. 3 days, baby. There you go, Andrew. I love it. Andrew, you're a member of the channel. You can go look in the community tab and call me if you want to call the show today. So can you, Smooth Brown Man. If you guys want to call me on the air today, we can hear your voice on the show. Andrew saying, I feel like with Ochai, his offense is horrendous and his defense is more theoretical than real. Nah, I'll disagree with this on some ways. I don't think his offense is horrendous. I think that it's just that there's one aspect of it that needs to be better. Now, the attacking the rim and the finishing around the rim is actually really good. And then also, man, I don't think his defense is theoretical. That guy is very strong and agile and he is the right combination of that. That's the thing. In some ways, that's part of why OG is so good. OG is strong and fast with the right combination where it can be a real problem. And like I said, in some ways, Agbaji is like a hybrid between Anunoby and Van Vliet, because Van Vliet had those really strong hands and arms and swatted the ball away. Well, Oshai's got that, but he's not as big as OG. But I'm telling you, Agbaji has some real defensive chops that we're going to see more and more, hopefully, as he develops as a young player. Yeah, Fiercey's here. Good morning, fam, and happy Tuesday. Yeah, she said Tuesday on there. It's all right. If it's Tuesday to her, that's fine. I'm not going to burst her cloud. Fiercey, if you want it to be Tuesday, we're going to make it Tuesday just for you, MJ. So he's saying the fact that Utah was willing to trade him is telling. So, yeah, you're not very big on him. I don't know. In some ways, we'll see. We'll see. You guys could be right. It could be very well that Ochai is going to just get that taste of the NBA. And, you know, the average NBA career isn't super, super long. But we'll see. He has a chance. But he's got to put that work in. He's got to show it. He's got to show it. Yeah. Tom's saying, bonjour, bon matin. And he's put Chris Boucher in the chat. I love it. There you go, Emoticon Giant. Putting Chris Boucher back in the emoticon faces of the Raptor Freak chat. Thank you, Tommy, for the work that you do out there on the West Coast. Cowboy is saying it's Thursday, eye candy, and David is dapping in. So we're going to do the classic card of the day. You know, David, you can call me if you want to on the show, just for fun. People can hear David talk about the Raptors live. All right, let's see who we get for the classic card. All right, who is that? Who is that? Why can't I read this? It's weird. I'm not even sure who this is. Let me look at it real quick. Oh, yeah, that's who that is. It doesn't even look like him, though. That's so weird. Are we sure that's actually him? That don't make no sense. All right. All right. The classic card is weird, y'all. It may take a little bit because it doesn't look like the person that it says it is on the card. It may be a mistake. I don't know. We'll see. All right, guys. Who is the classic card of the day? No half-assing. Please give me the full name answer. Yeah, look at that person. Who is that? This is such a weird card. You can see that it's an all-star card. So it's a certain caliber of player. I need first and last name. Oh, wow. Smooth, you're close, man. You missed one letter. Okay, yeah, he's going to fix it. Yeah, it's Kevin McHale, which is weird because I thought he looked weird in the face. That doesn't totally look like Kevin McHale, does it? It looks kind of like Tim Matheson or something like that, like the actor Tim Matheson. I guess it's because he's smiling. He looks weird. I don't think Kevin McHale smiled a whole bunch. So in some ways, he looks weird when he smiles. So yeah, Kevin McHale is the card. And yeah, good job, Smooth. We'll see how David adjudicates. Let's see, Kevin McHale, Boston Celtics. Yeah, I think it's just because he's smiling. That's why I was like, who the hell is that? I couldn't tell who it was when I looked at it at first. Jim Carrey. Tommy, you think he looks like Jim Carrey? A little bit. He looks like Tim Matheson to me. I don't know if you know Tim Matheson, the old 80s actor in some ways. But yeah, Kevin McHale is the card. And where is David to give us our points on that? I don't know. In some ways, I'd say that's a 100-point card right there. It's not a super difficult card. So, all right, let's get back to the chat. Let's see where we're at with that. David dapping in. Cowboys dapping in. Andrew saying, no more Shamshay sticker. No more Shamshay sticker. Oh, well, you're looking for it, and Tom switched it out. Well, maybe it'll come back. Monique saying, hope some of you bought tickets for the season so I can see you. Well, it's too, in some ways it's too early, Monique. Some of y'all can get them early and get them ahead of time. But in some ways, like this is just the early first, like they went on sale yesterday. Tickets went on sale yesterday, but they're not for like a whole range of games. And in some ways, it's not the time to buy them if you're in certain positions. It's like what I talked about yesterday. The ticket prices are way too high right now. Let's see how they do change them and adjust them as the season goes on, reflecting whether they're selling enough tickets. The Raptors aren't selling enough tickets. The arena's not full enough. They're going to lower the prices to a bit by the middle of the season. So I in some ways, I want to be cost cutting, and I'm going to be like, yeah, let's wait for this to go by and have that happen. So some people may have got tickets yesterday. I may not get tickets at all because of Vince Carter. But, in some ways, it's not good to get the tickets right now. Trust me, because you're paying an arm and a leg if you're paying right now, is what I would say right now. Yeah, David's saying, you know it, Mo. You know it. David, you got tickets? You got tickets, David? Andrew's getting dapped from Cowboy, and Fiercey saying, oops, my bad, Seymour. It's all good, Fiercey. It's all right. Maybe you've had a really busy week, but you are at Thursday. You're not at Tuesday, so you're closer to the weekend. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex from Raptor Freaks. Good morning to you, Bryce. Holding it down in the Kentucky state of United States. I hope you've been safe. I know that there's been a lot of craziness because of the storm, Helene, coming across the United States, messing up roads and doing all kinds of stuff. I hope you're safe there in Kentucky from what's happened in the storm. It's kind of crazy how many people died from this storm. Usually hurricanes don't kill this many people. And this is really a sure sign that things are intensifying with our climate. And that's scary. In some ways, a very good indicator of whether climate change is happening is how many people are dying in storms. And if there's more increase of people, more body counts, that's sad and messed up and a symbol of the ever-increasing violent climate that we're bringing on ourselves right now. So, yeah, it's crazy. Andrew's saying, hope everyone's having a good week. Almost time for Raptors basketball. There you go, Andrew, with your purple fever. Andrew's got that purple fever. Purple fever. We got that purple fever. Yeah. I'm going to have to find my old purple fever shirt and dig it up for you guys. I'm wearing my hardwood classics today. I got the Raptor red Raptor on there. That's right. We love the Raptor. That's right. Carlo's here. Okay, Carlo is here. Good morning, fellow freaks and Lex. Just had my second son born. Happy day indeed. There you go. Congratulations, Carlo. Another Raptor has entered the world. Yes, another Raptor freak has entered the world. Let's go, Carlo JS. That's right, Santino. Let's go. Congrats from Smooth. Congrats from Andrew. Chris Boucher is going to have a career year, is what Tommy Dookie is saying. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe Darko will work his development magic with a 31-year-old Chris Boucher and get him even more going in 31 years old. Who knows? I mean, we could see that. Maybe there's some aspect of Chris that's going to come out this year that we never, ever seen before. And it's because Darko asked him to do something this summer, and he did it. That's right. I'm all about it. Yeah, congrats to Carlos from Tom. Thank you, everyone. Congrats, Papa Carlo. There you go. You want him to have a 10-pointer? All right, I guess we can do that. I guess we can do that. Let's see. Where's Carlo on here? There he is. He's 74. 74 dunks for Carlo JS. All right, let's see. Keeping going. Tommy saying, there you go, Cowboy. Will Lou claims reported in his podcast that Ulrich was only 1 of 10 from mid-range, but did bank a couple corner threes. Shamshay is so early on that there's no reason to react about the very early parts of what he's doing at training camp right now. Anybody in the media who's counting how well Shamshay's shooting, like William Lou did, just stop. Let this man actually start to learn and develop as an NBA player. And you're seeing him right at the bottom right now. So any kind of knee-jerk reactions or talking like that, yeah, I don't put any weight into this, Tom. Because honestly, he could have saw just the bad part of when he was shooting. And he could have turned around later on in another part of the practice and shot like way better than that. So, yeah, I wouldn't put anything into this. This is so early on with Shamshay. There's nothing to be gained from this information, honestly. Yeah, let's go, Cowboy. There you go. All right, let's see. Randolph is here. Blessings, beloved Raptor Freaks, most informative gang. Be prepared for your opportunities so that when they come, you can take full advantage. I like that. I like that. Yeah, in some ways, it's good to be prepared in certain ways, just like they say, the Cub Scouts say, be prepared, always be prepared and stuff like that. But yeah, in some ways, you got to do what you got to do. All right, here's Leo Routens has brought us his life tips today. Always be kind to yourself. Always take care of yourself. Always speak good to yourself. Always count your blessings. Always treat yourself well. Always respect yourself. Always appreciate yourself. Always value yourself. Always be there for yourself. Always be happy with yourself. Always think good thoughts. Always better yourself. Always be patient with yourself. Always push yourself and always be yourself. Okay, Leo. There's a lot of always in there with Leo Routens and his life tips. I appreciate Randolph and Leo for the words of wisdom. And I appreciate that. Yeah, Cowboys got Darko with the red eyes on blast here. And just saying he actually went 10 of 10, but they want to keep Shamshay as a secret. Okay. I don't want to believe any of it. Even if he shot 1 for 10 or 10 of 10, it's a fluke. It's way too early. It's not in a game situation. It's just in practice. Don't mean jack shit. Don't mean jack shit. Let's not overreact. Like, once again, some people overreact to summer league. Some people overreact to preseason. Some people are overreacting to training camp practice. And that's all I'll say about that. Yeah, congratulations to Carlo from Mo. That's right. That's right. Cowboys dapping Andrew. And Cowboys saying, what's his name? His name is Santino. Yeah, this is all stuff I was going to get to, but Cowboy told me on the phone. Nameless saying, good morning, you freaky SOBs. All right, Nameless, our paisano, has checked in. Hopefully you're having a good day, sir, so far. Cool name. Dap from David. David, did you get my classic card? I said 100 points to smooth for Kevin McHale. Just so you know, if you went in and out of the chat or something, you didn't seem to write in anything when we did the card. Let's see. Santino, let's grow. Thanks. And David saying, I can't wait to watch our team this season. So sick. I like that. And Bryce is saying, blessings to Santino. I still keep thinking of that wrestler. I'm sorry. Cowboy saying, you know it, Uncle Saint David. I'm so hyped for this new era of Raptors. There you go, Cowboy. I like that. David saying, the real question is, Carlo, has Santino smashed that sub button yet or what? The boy is only a day old, David. What are you talking about, man? If that kid is already on YouTube, man, that's advanced. That is advanced. Yeah, Che bello, Santino. There you go. I like it. David's saying, sorry, I don't know why I always fuck your name up, Carlo. My bad. Well, his name's Kaloy, actually, I believe. So this is just his moniker on here. Bryce is saying Jared Roden is number 8. So that's Jared Roden that's in that picture. Okay, that's why I didn't recognize him. Yeah, I don't think that he has much of a chance to make our team. So I'm kind of not really paying attention to Jared Roden. So, the team cuts, they're going to be coming for the Raptors training camp. I think it's very likely that it's just going to be Jared Roden, Jamison Battle, and Jamias Ramsey. That those 3 guys will get cut. Bruno Fernando will make the team. I'm guessing that's what's most likely as far as the final wiggling and figuring out our roster for the season. And the great thing is Ramsey, Roden, and Battle should all be down on 905 for the Raptors there. So because they're on Exhibit 10s and the rights to them go to the 905. So I'm pretty sure Jamias Ramsey will be in the Raptors 905 system once again this year. And the thing about it is he's probably got a very likely the first person up from 905 to get called into the Raptors, if any reason whatsoever this season, is what I'll guess. Like, Jamias is a fantastic quality player. If he doesn't get that last roster spot over Bruno Fernando, then I could see him being the first call up from 905, is what I'll say right there. Yeah, Cowboys saying RJ is living the dream. Watch out, NBA. Yeah, he's very serious. In some ways, the distractions of home could be getting him, but nah, he's been smart. He's not staying with his family at their house. He's got his own place, and he's totally focused on working for the Raptors, working out, getting better, and putting in that work for the Raptors. He loves it. It's the life that he wanted. And in some ways, yeah, he's been around Toronto. The creature comforts of home, the familiarity, everything about being here in Toronto in this market is great. But in some ways, it's not about that. It's about playing for them, and he's keeping himself kind of shielded from his personal life. A lot of his old friends, sure, he sees some of them, but he's probably not taking a lot of people's calls because he's focused. And he's not wanting distractions. And I know that was something he talked about very specifically when he first got traded to us from New York, is that it's very, very important that he keeps the hometown distractions away from himself. And I know he's such a pro, and he's so laser focused. He's being very successful at that. Yeah, he's being very successful. Andrew saying, I feel like RJ is more proud to be Canadian than most Canadian players. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, Andrew, of course, his father is in charge of Team Canada basketball. And in some ways, some of it is in loyalty and duty to his own dad. And, the legacy of Rowan Barrett Sr. being on the Olympics and being on Team Canada, well, that Olympic legacy has been fulfilled because RJ's been to the Olympics and he's an Olympian also now, much like his father. So, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why. Whether it's, making his friends really happy because they're Raptors fans that he grew up with, and himself being a Raptor fan. In some ways, that's kind of the cool thing. Is like he gets to help the team that he loved when he was younger win. And he has a very strong, powerful ability to help them win. And that's got to be very gratifying. That's got to be very, 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 very gratifying. That's right. Thank you, Cowboy from Carlo. I love it. Fiercely saying, shoot, got to go, fam. We'll try and come back to stream after my meeting. All right, Fiercely. Have a good meeting, and make sure you remember it's Thursday if you're in the meeting. And just saying, I don't care about our win totals too much. I just hope we have a good development year. I'm with you on that, Andrew. I'm with you on that. Whatever the goals are this year, we just want to see progress. We want to see improvement. We want to see growth in the individual players. That's right. Kaz is here. Good morning, all. Good morning to you, sir. I hope you're driving safe out there. The truck driver, Kaz, is in the house. Good to see Raptor Freak Kaz. Cool Cat is here. Good to see Cool Cat, the coach. Congrats on the baby, Carlo. We're happy to have babies in our Raptor Freak crew community. That's right. More Raptors fans coming up. That's right. Keep the Raptors fans coming, people. That's right. Most saying Jonathan Mobo learning Toronto slang. Did anyone else see the clip? Yeah, in some ways it's not like he's learning it. He already knew a lot of this stuff. He's like Scott. In some ways, he was learning this all as soon as Scott showed up. Everything that Scotty went through in a rookie year as a Raptor, Mobo was there with him. So it's like everything Scotty was learning about Toronto, Mobo was up here with him in Toronto. So it's like, this isn't new. So Jonathan saying broski and fam, that's just, those are just the vernacular of a Toronto Ute. And in some ways, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. In some ways, it's like unlock the Jamaican Toronto in you, Jonathan Mobo, just like Scotty did. And, honestly, it's Scotty who taught him all this stuff already. And then, of course, we know that Scotty learned a lot of his Canadianisms and mannerisms and speech patterns from Caleb Houston when they were high school teammates, Caleb being from up here and him being a teammate. He taught him about Degrassi. Scotty very openly told everybody, I watched Degrassi when I was a kid. I love Degrassi. So it's like Scotty comes like very open to Canadian culture already because he's been exposed to it by a Canadian teammate from Mississauga that he was in high school with. And then also, Mobo by proxy, being best friends with Scott and being around him. We got to remember Jonathan Mobo was up here in Toronto a lot during Scotty's career, even before getting drafted to our team. So Scotty's going in his fourth year. Well, there's 3 years of Mobo coming to Toronto and learning Toronto culture. So it's not anything new. He had all this stuff like for a couple of years now. Andrew saying IQ is going to be a killer with Shed and Mitchell guarding him in practice. It'll be fun. And in some ways that he's another guy, much like RJ, he's got to get better on the defensive end, and he will. In some ways, once again, they can do the same knock on IQ. That you're very much an offensive-oriented player, but, you could increase your defense. And he knows that. And they're both taking that challenge. And I expect IQ to have really good development on the defensive end because he's such a quick guy, and he's very smart. So the more he becomes like savvy about things on the defensive end, more and more, that's going to round his whole game. In some ways, the offensive stuff is there already. We know what he can do with stop and pop and driving and the first quick step around somebody to get to the basket. But on the defensive end, that's the place where Quickly can really get the gains. And that's going to be very interesting to see as he goes on more and more into the future. That's right. There you go. All right, let's see. Cool Cat saying RJ is the player I'm excited about. He grew up watching Vince Carter. He was too much of a baby. He didn't really see him. I said this the other day. I was like, RJ is only like, what, 23, 24? He's 24. So when Vince played for the Raptors, he was 0-4. And he saw the clips later, but he didn't see him live. And RJ, as a child, was more watching Chris Bosh years. And that you got to think about the timeline of this. Now, Kelly, he watched Vince because he's older. He's in his 30s. And he very much remembers the Vince Carter years because he was old enough. But RJ was a baby. He doesn't remember the Vince Carter years when they happened at that time. He was a little baby. He was like 4 years old when Vince left. So anyway, let's see. He grew up watching Vince Carter. His dream became a reality, and now he's playing for his hometown team. He embraces the challenge with excitement. Yeah, RJ doesn't care about. I mean, he's talking about Vince Carter for the press and stuff, but it's not about Vince Carter. It's about the Raptors. Carter is just one chapter in the Raptors story, and RJ Barrett was a real one for the team because he liked the Raptors, and he was watching the Bosh years with Calderon and TJ Ford and Anthony Parker. That's when he was a kid. Yeah, we got to remember the timeline of things here. And Vince, yeah, sure, you could go back and watch the Vince dunk contest and the highlights and stuff, but Vince had already put a bad taste in our mouths by the time RJ was a cognizant, aware enough young person. And in some ways, yeah, he's saying this stuff about Vince right now, but in some ways that's lip service just to do what the company wants to try and ingratiate Vince Carter to the Raptors fan base that doesn't like him. And it's not like RJ could come out and be real about it and say, yeah, Vince quit on our city. He sucks. And I actually hate him on the down low. He's not going to say that. He's not going to say that. He might actually think that down low, but he can't say that. The Raptors can't let him say that because they all have to be very pro Vince Carter because that's what that company, MLSE, has to do this season. So I don't know the real feelings of RJ Barrett about Vince Carter. They may be surprising to you. Yeah, Smooth saying I would, but working. I appreciate you maybe calling Smooth, but it's all good. Yeah, you thought it was Leitner? I mean, yeah, I guess Leitner was. I don't think he was really an all-star. Leitner, very much. He may have been an all-star once. Okay, you gave Smooth 100 points. Good, awesome. Andrew saying I'm definitely going to the Raptors Knicks game this year. Okay, yeah, that's a good one to go to. A couple of those games are national televised games. One on NBA TV. And one on ESPN. The only ESPN game the Raptors have is in January against the New York Knicks. Yeah, sick. Yeah, cool, Eye Candy. Congratulations to Carlo. All right, Andrew saying Santino, 2042 Olympic teammate with Scotty Jr. Okay, that's really going ahead in the future there. Let's see, the future is bright. Okay. Cowboy saying Sheriff might be coming to Cowtown in December with my 3 sons. I'll keep you updated. Give me a text. I have a new number. Okay, there you go. You guys can figure that out. Other places. Let's see. Seymour saying, cool. I moved to Bankview. Now Bridgeland was too crazy with all the homeless people. All right, y'all are kind of doing Jillian stuff here. Alley-oop to Andrew. All right, we can give Andrew a dunk. Yeah, Andrew's been a great rookie of the year so far this year. He has been fantastic. All right, 125 for you, Andrew. 125. All right, let's keep going. Cool Cat saying, change the concept that athletes 30 are old. The advance of technology and health wellness techniques, athletes are in their prime when they combine experience with skills. Look at every sport now. I'm not going to disagree with you, but this is not totally true. In some ways, guys hit the wall and they're not as good at 30 sometimes. In some ways, yes, there's a lot of players that are like Siakam, but some players just don't put in the work and they don't change as a player. If they're a young knucklehead that comes in the league and just coasts on their talent, by the time they get to 30, they're found out that they don't work hard and they're gone. So I don't say this is true. I think that in some ways, this is part of the reason why we have such a quick turnover in the NBA at this point is because the players aren't coming in prepared. They're not doing the work and they're finding an early exit out the door. And the NBA is fine with this. They have new crops of youngers coming in all the time to just replenish them. And if you're an old head that actually sticks around the league, well, you did something right because you put in the work like DeMar DeRozan did. A lot of these guys that don't get long careers, well, it's partly because they're lazy and they didn't work hard enough while they were in their careers. Now, other sports are different. I would say, yeah, athletes in their 30s are fine, but some other ones, I wouldn't say that. And the NBA is changing, and I don't necessarily agree with this because in the NBA today, the way it is, 30 is old. All right, let's see. Here we go. Who we got on the phone next? The second call of the day. Hello, caller. You're on the Raptor Freak Think Tank show.
It's the Sheriff out there in Cowtown, Calgary.
Okay, Seymour Pape is here, y'all. What's up? How are you doing today, Sheriff?
I'm good. I'm just
controlling these 15 bay doors by myself. Doesn't look like anyone showed up for work today.
Oh my gosh. Well, be careful. I mean, you're juggling a couple balls here if you're doing that by yourself and you're on the phone on the Raptor Freak stream right now.
Yeah. Quick thing. So, what do you think that, you know how RJ looking at Vince, because Vince was an American player, came from North Carolina, ended up going to Toronto, a major market. Being an American player going to Canada's major market for basketball. And RJ sort of has the same thing, being a Canadian player, going to the New York Knicks, which is a major American organization over there, right? I think they sort of like RJ because it's like the shoe on a different foot type of aspect with Vince and him. Like, you know what I mean?
I would
probably saying like,
go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and I think he's just trying to give him a little encouragement and advice, being a major player from the States and playing for a major market in another country.
Sure.
Be like, you got to follow up going back home, because we know Vince did some crud love shit to us when so I get that, him doing that. I don't agree with it, but I sort of get it, him being American. And I think it just fits for RJ being Canadian, coming home playing for the home team.
Sure.
And it's just like, I think it's the same thing as what Vince went through is what he's going through.
I mean, we gotta look at it different though. Seymour, think about it this way: the way that Vince left is totally different than how RJ left New York.
Correct. That's correct.
And RJ's legacy in New York is fine. Like, people there love him still. Like, there's no bad feelings. In fact, a lot of people really miss him still. And he's gonna be fine. Like, when he retires, he can go back to New York and get all the flowers, because he didn't burn the bridge. And I mean, that's the biggest difference with everything right here. But I understand what you're trying to say. Like, in some ways, RJ being on the Knicks, I never thought it was right. Like, the day he got drafted to the Knicks, I was like, oh man, I feel so bad for RJ. Because I was like, that's not the team he should be on. And well, now he's on our team and things feel right. And in some ways, that's the fantastic thing. But, we did see RJ talking to Vince a lot last week at the Dixon Court dedication. And who knows what he's saying to him? I know in some ways, even what Vince would say to him won't affect RJ as far as his allegiance to his hometown and playing for the Raptors. So in some ways, I don't mind Vince talking to RJ, because I know RJ cannot be like talked to in a way like, yeah, you should get the hell out of Toronto. Because RJ's not going to listen to Vince if he says that. It's like if Vince Carter came up to RJ Barrett on Friday afternoon last week and said, RJ, you do better back in the States again. I don't know why you came back here. It's like, well, I got traded here. And it's like, well, if you can escape again. It's like, listen, man, I'm not going to sell out my country and my hometown, Vince Carter, just because you sold us out. That's what I wonder with him. I'm more worried about somebody like Grady, because Grady, obviously, being a kid from Kansas, and any kind of Vince Carter influence on him is like, yeah, Brady, you'll never be as big a star in Canada. You need to go to an American market. That's what I don't want from Vince. That's why I don't want him to be a mentor to our young Raptors.
Yeah, Grady, you don't want Vince and Grady or Scotty's ear.
Yeah.
You don't want them in either of those guys' ears.
Exactly. So, because like, honestly, Vince said it straight up last Friday. Is that if you guys want other opportunities in the league, I can help you. And he said other teams. Wow. You didn't hear that part, Seymour?
Wow.
He said that during his jersey retirement announcement. Masai Ujiri just said, we're going to retire your jersey and put it in Scotiabank Arena forever. And then Vince turns around and says, he doesn't say anything to the fans, first of all. He does not acknowledge the Raptors fans, because we booed him for a long time and he hates us. And then he basically says, I love the players that play in this league, because he's like an NBA player guy. He said, you guys, I want to be there for you guys. I want to be mentored to you. I'll come talk. You can talk to me anytime about anything. If you want new opportunities, other teams. He straight up said that to our players in front of everybody at that court. And I'm like, fuck you, Vince. And that's part of the reason why I'm like really not okay with this, even more so since last Friday. Because he basically just told our players, our young players that we just got, if you ever want to get the hell out of Toronto, I'll help you. So
that's scary, because he's worn a lot of jerseys for a lot of teams.
Yeah, and it's undeniable that Vince Carter has connections in the NBA. And that's the thing that I don't like about this. It's like, dude, you're not a healthy alumni for our team. We don't need you coming around and talking to our young players, because you're more likely to tell them you should go and play for Atlanta or the Nets, because these are teams that I used to play for, and they're great. So, yeah, I don't want no fox in the hen house bullshit. So, Vince, do your little ceremony here and get the fuck out. I never want you to come up here and talk to our players again. That's what I'm saying. So.
Oh, there you go. I'm telling you, like I said, man, I can see you at age 80 preaching the same gospel, bro. Straight up, get that 15 out the rafters.
If I'm blessed to get to that age, man, yeah, I'll probably still be doing this channel, just so y'all know. It'll be like 50 years by then. So it's like, holy crap. It'll be like 40 something years by then.
I need to be around for that interview. You say you're gonna do it with there's some kid Jake's Takes or something like that.
Yeah, Jake's Takes. That guy's awesome. Jake's Takes is just a kid. He's grown. He's maturing. He's going through his Greg Brady phrase, or no, because he's like, his voice is changing. But he's doing really good interviews. But he covers all sports and all teams all over the place. If he did more Raptor stuff, I'd watch him more regularly. But Jake's interviewing Leafs and Jays and NFL players and all kinds of stuff. Jake's Takes, shout out to you, young man. You're a great YouTube channel. Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, well, I got to get back because I can see some trailers pulling up into the yard.
Okay, good. Maybe some people are showing up to work finally, Seymour.
For sure.
Thanks for holding it down for us in Calgary, my guy. And thanks for calling the Raptor Freak stream today. Love you, brother. And I only wish you safety, happiness, and good luck and all good things. All right?
Always.
All right, Seymour Pate on the Raptor Freak channel today, y'all. Let's go, Raptors. That's right, baby. Yeah, I love hearing from the sheriff coming in and talking about some Vince Carter stuff there. Woo, very, very interesting stuff there. Woo, yeah. Cowboy saying, Brian in the house. Can't wait to see you in Lex Talk Raptors. Let's go. Yeah, congratulations, Carlos, from Brian. Yeah, unfortunately, I was supposed to film something with Brian yesterday, but things got all screwed up. I had to go somewhere all of a sudden when I was supposed to film it with him, and it didn't happen. But I am going to appear on To The Point very, very soon, y'all. And seriously, y'all, give him a follow. Give him a subscribe. Check out his content. To The Point. T.O. The Point. And King is so good at what he's doing. He's been doing it a while. Actually, he's going to call me real quick. Here we go. I see this Brian right now. All right, let's see. To The Point on the phone with us right now. What's up, Brian? How you doing today?
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just know that you are locked in on Raptors Freak with the one and only Lex. How's it going, my brother?
Hey, so good to hear from you, King. I apologize so much about not being able to come on your show yesterday at the last minute, but I will definitely be there for when we film the season preview. So I will definitely be there for that one, Brian. I apologize once again. I'm so sorry that it didn't work out yesterday.
There's no need to apologize. I told you once, I told you twice, I'll tell you again. Life is bigger than basketball and podcasts.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
right?
yeah, go ahead.
I hear people could call in, and my comments didn't come through as I was going. I hope y'all. I wish you were there last night for the Vince Carter debate. You would have been perfect for it, and I really missed you because you would have brought the other side from what my guest was saying.
Was your guest very pro Vince Carter getting his jersey retired?
All I would say is this: he was pro about it, but he understood the ramifications, and I don't know if I could say it on your channel.
Yeah, don't give up your content on here. Definitely.
It was basically 50-50, right?
50-50.
So,
okay. So he wasn't totally okay with it, but he was like also like, I understand we got to do this just because they're saying we're gonna do it. We have no choice. So
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And it's been almost like
all you guys out there.
What's that?
Go on.
I was going to say it's been pretty much set that Michael Grange has said that Ed Rogers is the reason why we're retiring Vince Carter's jersey. That it was Larry holding it back. Larry Tenenbaum did not want to retire the jersey. He said Kyle Lowry should be retired first. And then when Ed Rogers got majority share ownership of MLSE, he said, yeah, we're retiring him. And that's one of the first things I'm doing. So Grange kind of confirmed it this week, saying that Ed Rogers was the driving force to do this finally.
Yes, I agree. My inside sources have confirmed that to me.
Oh, okay. See, Brian's got inside sources. Yeah. What else? Any other inside source stuff you want to tell us today, or no? Save it for To The Point.
one person told me, keep an eye out on Scotty's performance this year due to the fact that the child is coming. His focus might not be all there. That's what I was told.
See, I would think this. I would think it'd be the opposite. Because in some ways, look, I understand Scotty's having a baby this season. Like in some ways, like if it's anything like Fred, maybe he'll have like a real boon and play even better because of the arrival of his child. I mean, I understand what you're saying.
I completely agree with you. That's what I told whoever said that to me.
Yeah.
All they said was just keep an eye out. Right? That could possibly happen.
Yeah. I mean, we've got to think about this. This season is a make or break year for Scott. It's his 4th year. It's his number. And in some ways, he was hurt at the end of last season, and he was really pissed off about all the losing and feeling helpless on the bench, watching them and not being able to do anything. So he has a lot of built up want to get back on the court and kick some major ass. Like that's what he's been saying all summer. And that's why that doesn't make any sense to me. Now, if your source is trying to say this because he's going to be doing a lot of baby duty, come on, don't kid yourself. Baby duty for Scotty is to get out there and make those money so that baby's fine. And in some ways, you know, he's got a mother that's going to be probably very much doting on that baby, and he'll see the baby often. But let's not get it twisted. Scotty is about the NBA. And that's why I had a hard time thinking that your source is correct. I just, it doesn't line up. The logic doesn't line up. Go ahead. Sorry.
They weren't saying it's going to happen. They were just saying keep an eye out for it. And I totally disagreed with them. I'm on your boat, right? We're 2 paddles going up Schitt's Creek. And I totally agree because Scotty really does want to get it in. I know for a fact, like Scotty's pops has actually reached out to me because he does watch my show.
Okay.
I cover Scotty.
Okay. I didn't even know anything about Scotty's dad. I have no idea anything about him other than maybe he has the same name because Scotty Barnes is Jr. I don't know if he is or not. But there's nothing known about his dad hardly at all. It's kind of interesting.
Well, I will say this. Scotty is definitely motivated. And he's down here where I live, like up the street, up at Oakwood and Eglinton, up there, getting patties all the time at Randy's. Right? He's up there all the time.
Okay.
Right? Him and RJ. I can't give too much information because I don't want to bait out my people. But,
okay. Okay.
Yeah. I'm just saying, I missed you yesterday, Lex. That's all.
Yeah, man, I felt so bad about it. But you did ask me to be on the show, like just the same day, earlier in the morning, and it wasn't like something we set up. Yeah, it was a last minute thing. It didn't work.
It was a last minute thing.
Yeah, but listen, we'll have to figure out when I'm going to come on for the season preview and give me a couple days ahead so I can absolutely lock down the time for you.
I'll give you 2 weeks ahead. I'm already planning the next 12 weeks.
Okay.
But can I just say one thing, Lex?
Sure, of course.
Freak Nation. I got nothing but love for all of y'all, and y'all showing me the love back. And I love being here. You guys make my day every morning, right? Let's just say mental health is something that we all take care of, and this helps me. And you know what? Congratulations, Carlos, on the baby, Bill Santino. And yes, Lex, I am thinking wrestling when I hear that name.
I can't help but think of Santino. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm sure this is going to be a totally cool Santino. Somebody who's totally like, it's probably a family name for Carlo and his family. So, but anyway, Brian.
Yo, I'm out. So good afternoon, good evening, good night, and peace.
Yeah, we got King on the channel today. All right, let's go, Raptors. Thank you, Brian, so much, man. Awesome. It's like he's in the chat, and all of a sudden he's calling me. That's awesome. Yeah, I will be appearing on To The Point at some point in the next month, so y'all be on the lookout for that. But, of course, follow him and watch all of his content regardless of whether I'm there or not. Yeah, thank you, Brian, for calling in, man. And, yeah, he's a little bit of insight. He's saying that he thinks Scotty is not going to play as hard this season because he's going to be distracted with the baby. That doesn't line up with me. What I would think is possible and what's going to happen here. We got to understand Scotty is on the cusp of maybe possibly becoming an all NBA player. And you don't want to jerk around with that. Just in some ways, the most important thing Scotty can do is to become the absolute best basketball player in the NBA that he can be. And in some ways, yeah, the baby's important. The baby is a big part of his life, but let's not get it twisted. His NBA career is a huge, huge important thing this year, and he understands that. So I have a hard time believing Brian's source as far as Scotty's priorities for this season. It doesn't totally make sense to me at all. Really, really doesn't. Blackhawks saying we already knew Shamshay doesn't have a jump shot. Shamshay protects the rim, so no surprise. He has 2 to 3 years to develop a jump shot. Time is on his side. Yeah, I don't even know if that is exactly true, Neil. I've seen clips of Shamshay bombing threes, and the form isn't that bad. You know, the more he works with shooting coach Evo and other people around the Raptors, the better he'll get. And you're exactly right, Blackhawk. He will develop this in the next few years. But I think that y'all may be surprised just how good of an offensive touch and shooting touch that Shamshay has. And the little early stuff we've seen from him, he shows a very good light touch with one hand in around the lane. And honestly, his form from the outside is a little bit static, but it also is not bad for fundamentals. A lot of people have said this, that like some of these guys from Africa that come to the basketball game, the game of basketball late, like Embiid started playing when he was 16, Siakam in his early teens, Shamshay like around 13 or 12 was when he first picked up a basketball. These guys are not learning really bad habits when they're young, and they can come in, they're easier to mold into good shooters without a lot of the bad habits that they learned as young chuckers when they were kids. So in some ways, I think that the promise of Blackhawks saying right here is going to be coming fulfilled, that Shamshay will have a better and better jump shot over the next few years. Yeah. We got to get him a baseline to start from, see where he's at, and we'll see how he improves. How about that? Tommy's saying, Lex, I totally agree about Shamshay's shooting. Pretty sure his form is being tweaked by Raptors staff. Well, that's what we do. That's what Darko does. He's a development coach, and he can get young players to get to new levels. And that, you know, in some ways we could look at the stuff he did with the Grizzlies, and let's apply it to our guys now this year. And let's see the jumps of people like Scotty Barnes, RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickly, and Ulrich Shamshay. Yeah, we won't see those jumps. There's Cowboy with Shamshay on blast, and Tommy's got that diamond out. That's right. Yep, diamond in the rough. There you go. Cream is here. Good to see Cream Thomas, the butt dialer. Considering Prince Ulrich is new to Canada and new to various types of food, we should rip off all the Kawine and Dine decals and make a manger for Comanche. Oh, no. Kareem. All right, you done it again. We got to give you a dunk because that is just silly. Yeah, I don't know if there's any Quine and Dine stickers up in restaurants in Toronto at this point. If there are, take it down, please. Just do that. You're like way behind. It may be like, all right, listen, this restaurant's not really being run very well because there's a Quine and Dine sticker in here. It's like 6 years ago. What the hell is this crap? And like, we could get like, maybe they need the little health thing in there instead, the green sign, and just cover up the Quine and Dine sticker. I don't know. All right, I'm gonna give you a 3-pointer. 333, my guy. You got 333 dunks, Kareem. Oh, that's hilarious. Manger for Comanche. Shamshay. Manger for Shamshay. That's not bad, actually. Shamshay Catering. Okay, guys. You guys are funny, man. You guys are so funny, man. Oh, man. All right, let's see. Carlo's saying, thank you again, everyone. Yeah, let's just celebrate a new addition to the Raptor Freak family. It's awesome, Carlos. So happy for you and your wife and the new baby. So cool. Most saying, Lex, if you think I was rushing the Raptor Freak family crew, if they got their tickets, I was just saying, FYI. Well, some of them may have. I know, some of the people from out of town, like maybe Fiercey or somebody like that, if they're going to plan a trip, they get on top of them. It's just they went on sale yesterday. Like it's only been 1 day of sales. It's all good, Mo. I know that you get your stuff all organized for this season pretty quickly, and that's fantastic. But in some ways, I have no idea if I'm even going to go to a game this year myself. And I don't know. Other people may be in different boats. Like I've said, that if you want a good, fair ticket price, it may be better to wait because they're coming in at the high price right now, and they're hoping people will just buy them at the high price. But if you get closer to the games, the price will lower, and you can actually go to Raptors games for a more decent price the closer to the game. And don't worry about things selling out. This season's going to be tough to sell out unless they're very important games like the Vince Carter retirement game. Most games are going to have seats available right up until the game, and you could probably even go to the box office. It could very well be that some of these jackasses that are resellers are coming out buying a whole bunch of tickets, and then they unload them back to the Raptors and say, can we sell the tickets back to you? And then all of a sudden, the Raptors are selling them straight to you without the reseller getting their profit. So I don't know. We'll have to see. They released new tickets through the box office and directly from MLSE, even the day of the game. So people that don't want to pay the uptick from the resellers, this is just my strategy, and it's been sound for years in the way that I've worked around it. Yeah, Cowboy's saying, you, Carlo, I'm happy for you, bro. All right, you guys go on and on about this baby. In some ways, we got to talk Raptors, Cowboy. Come on now. That Mount Verde team was nasty. Yeah, the one with Caleb Houston and Scotty Barnes for sure. Evelyn's returned, y'all. Granny Evelyn is here. Oh, my gosh. Evelyn, if you can call me on the stream today. In some ways, I got your phone number. Maybe I should try and call Granny Evelyn real quick, guys. If I called Evelyn right now, let's see if she answers. I want to see. Because I want to talk to Evelyn right now. Let's see if she answers me. I hope she does. I wonder, because I want to have an update from Granny Swag. I want to see. This is who I'm calling today. I'm calling Granny Evelyn. So let's see. Let's see if she answers. Evelyn, you're on the air. If you, Evelyn, Granny Swag. We love you. I can hear I can hear the echo. How's the babies? How are the babies, Evelyn?
Oh, they're doing fine. Although last week they have cough and colds. It's normal to have in this season, right?
Because it's getting colder, yeah.
Yeah, so I have to be with them.
Evelyn, things are going good?
Sorry?
Things are going good? Are you have a new place to live that I've heard about that's much better, and you're liking the new place?
Yes.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear about that. Did the Raptors ever circle back and come to help you? Because I know that Kimberly wanted to help you.
Yeah, she gave me some community services where I can go to.
Nice.
Help, but I have I did an honest mistake that I was relocated here at Unionville or Markham, but that branch for Canada only cater for people from GTA. And I told them you should change your logo as GTA, branch for GTA, not branch for Canada.
I see.
Yeah, it's okay. So, but there are lots of friends and organizations that help me a lot, and I'm thankful. But guys, just a heads up, I did not turn my back on the Raptors family, okay?
I knew you were so busy, and in some ways your absence is felt, but also we know in your heart that you're with us every single day, Evelyn, for sure.
I know. Love you guys.
So yeah, I'm really excited. That's awesome that the Raptors actually, because Evelyn had a bad thing happen this year where her apartment burned down. And when they found out at Monique's birthday party, Kimberly was like, we want to help you. So our team was literally helping Raptor Freak Evelyn out with community services to help her after the hardship of this year. That's just the kind of organization that we root for, guys. The Toronto Raptors are willing to help a fan like Evelyn out in a bad situation where she lost her apartment. So, man, that makes me so proud that she did circle back and help you out with things. That's so great.
Yeah. We're in touch. Kimberly and I are still in touch.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But she's also busy because of what happened to Mutombo.
Of course.
I know. And I feel so bad about that. So with Masai. But life goes on like me after I lost everything.
Well, I'm sure that she's going to have they're going to organize a really good Giants of Africa this year. And I'm sure Mutombo's presence and memory will be felt. Like they will be talking about him for sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that you're still in touch with her. And I also hope that maybe we see you on some Raptors something at some point. Because I would say we should have Evelyn show up on a Raptors official admin clip about you in your fandom for the Raptors, because you're such a diehard, an original Raptors fan, and we need to show that Granny Swag's greatness on that scale. I'm all about that. So
okay.
All right, Evelyn, thank you for letting me call you and answering the phone. I apologize for putting you on the spot, but I appreciate you.
Anytime.
All right. I love you, Evelyn, so much. I love you, Granny Swag.
Yeah,
Let's go, Raptors. That's right. There you go. We got the family today. That's right. Granny on the phone today. Evelyn, I love you so much. I love you so much. What a great organization we root for, guys. Helping out Granny Evelyn in her situation this year. Wow. So happy. So happy to see Evelyn back and to talk to her today. You know, Evelyn, you're in Markham. You're not far from me because I'm just north of Markham somewhere up there. So yeah, in some ways we're not far from each other at this point. All right, let's see. Cowboys saying Granny swag. That's right. So happy to see Evelyn in the chat today and talking to her just now. G saying congrats to Carlo. I think their defense is what will surprise us the most. That is the emphasis so far in training camp. That is the subject du jour. That is what Darko is very much talking and drilling with our young Raptors at training camp in Montreal this week. The defense is the most important thing. The offense stuff is there. RJ, yeah. Emmanuel, yeah. Scotty, yeah. But the defense stuff is what we got to get good at with the team defense and getting those defensive rebounds. We'll be good. We'll be good. I'm all about that too. I agree with you, G. Andrew's saying RJ will be a greater Raptor than Vince when it's all said and done. That would be awesome. Like if RJ has a Larry O'Brien, the second one for the Raptors with Scotty and Emmanuel, yeah, that's putting legacy down. That's putting, yeah, you did this and you are a part of Toronto Raptors history forever, just like Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Serge Ibaka, Marc Gasol, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, Danny Green, Kawhi Leonard. That's what I'm saying right there. Oh, wow. We're getting lots of calls today. Let's see who's next. The think tank is in full effect. Let's see who we got now, guys. Caller, you're on the air on Thursday Think Tank, Raptor Freak Channel.
Hey, Lex, it's Carlo. Thanks for the greetings, everyone.
Awesome. We got the proud dad here. Wow. So let me know, is the baby is healthy? What's the weight? What time was the baby born? Let us know everything.
He was born the day before the media day. So I was watching the media day with you guys.
Awesome.
And 6 pounds, very healthy.
Nice.
I can't talk for long, but Lex, I just want to thank you for giving like a space for this kind of Raptors fandom. Because all of the podcasts out there trying to be smart and trying to be like critical, and fans are just biting on it.
Yeah.
You know, like we don't have much of this positive space in the fandom. So when I saw like everyone ganging up on the media day chat, I was so happy.
Yeah.
Most of those things are so toxic.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, I really appreciate your words right now. And honestly, this is why I wanted to build this channel, is because honestly, why can't we just be fans and just enjoy our team and wish the best for them? Why do we have to be so cynical? Is it because we share a city with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Probably.
Yeah, basically it's like that, man. Thanks, Lex.
No problem. Carlo, once again, I want to give you my heartfelt congratulations on the birth of your new child on Sunday. That's so awesome, man. And I wish only happiness, healthiness, and the best things for your family going forward in all kinds of ways.
Thank you so much, Lex.
Carlo,
and,
yeah, go ahead.
Let's go Raptors.
That's right. Let's go Raptors. Wow. Wow. Awesome. So we got to hear from Dad just now. Daddy Carlo calling in and congratulating and thanking you guys for all of the wishes and also saying very nice thing to me. Honestly, this is a big reason why this channel is on every day, is because I want to build a positive spirit around our fan nation. And I just saw so much. It's like weird to me because we won a championship in 2019 and everybody was still bashing and being real negative. I'm like, this is when we should be reveling in the beautiful success that the Toronto Raptors achieved. Meanwhile, there were a lot of people in social media spaces that just were Debbie Downers, to be honest. And I was like, man, we can't have this. We got to come correct. And we got to have a fan nation and Raptors nation that is actually supportive, positive, and non-toxic in certain ways. And that's the important thing right there. Carlo, thank you so much for calling. It's great to hear your voice, my guy. And I hope that we get to hear from you more and future think tanks. Y'all call in. I love hearing so many different voices today from all over the place right now. Man, Carlo, awesome to hear from him. What a surprise. Very, very, very cool. Very, 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 very cool. Yeah, Cool Cat saying, Lex, RJ said he was inspired by Vince Carter era since when he was traded to the Raptors. Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, I got to say, even though I said he was really young, you know, of course he can watch it later and be inspired by this and that. But once again, I'm like, you know what? What are you inspired by? Okay, he did dunks.
Yeah, okay. But what did he do otherwise? He didn't get us past the second round against Allen Iverson, did he? No. I'm going to be a hater. And in some ways, look, they can have the lip service of the Raptors players currently speaking up. Vince Carter and Kelly, he comes by it honestly because he went to his camp. But in some ways, I'm like, yeah, some people don't ask them about Vince. I don't know how Chris Boucher feels about Vince Carter. In some ways, he wasn't at the Dixon Park ceremony, was he? I don't remember him being there. Certain players may be like, yeah, in some ways they're like DeMar. And they're like, yeah, we've seen how Vince hurt this market, and we love the Raptors. We love the Raptors nation, the fan nation. And in some ways, I stand with the Raptors streak. And the other people that are like not totally cool with this, but I can't say anything about it because I'm just a player on the team. I would actually wonder how many the Raptors players that cared, like probably the Canadian guys, would be like this. Most of the other guys wouldn't care, the American guys. But it could very well be that Chris Boucher or RJ Barrett on the down low is like, I don't totally respect Vince Carter. I don't totally respect him. I know in some ways, I don't think DeMar DeRozan totally respects Vince Carter in certain ways. In some ways, like, sure, the dunking, the legend, the Air Canada effect, the longevity of the 22-year career. But also, we know DeMar is like very outspoken in his book about how he doesn't respect guys that don't use their talent into getting more skilled and getting better and better as their career goes on. And Vince fits that bill. And DeMar is a guy who went in the workshop every single offseason and gotten better every single year in his NBA career. So there's differences here. And in some ways, the real feelings of certain people may not be publicly put on blast because it's not helping the bottom line or the line that the Raptors franchise wants to put out there. That's what I would say right there. Yeah. Kaz is saying, guys, should I hit the sub button? Of course. I think you have because you're in here talking. You can't be in here talking unless you have. But yeah, definitely hit the sub button. If you're not subbed up, sub up if you love the Raptors and you want to be a positive fan. That's right. Seymour saying, salute pickleball champ. There you go. Is she here? I don't see. Is Jillian here? Kareem saying, considering it's a preseason game, does anybody know how these minutes will be allocated? Are we going to see our starters get 25 plus minutes, or are they going to ramp? Are they in ramp up mode? Asking for a friend. This is a great question. And I know when somebody says asking for a friend, they're actually just asking for themselves. So Kareem, you're busted. But I will say this, the first game of the preseason, we'll probably see the starters play most of the first quarter and then none of the second quarter. Then they'll come out and they'll play most of the third quarter, but they may come out pretty early and then won't play for the rest of the game. That's usually the pattern of how teams handle the first game back in preseason. Is you'll see the starters. They'll come out and they'll do like a good chunk of a regular shift, but then they may not be played a whole lot after that because we're trying out different guys after that. And especially since we're playing the Wizards on Sunday, a lowlier team in the NBA, we can still beat them and still play a lot of minutes on our rookies. So I would expect first and third quarter starters and second and fourth quarters bench and an extended look at the rookies. That's just my educated opinion from the past. It may be completely wrong, just so you know. Smooth saying RJ is a true young vet. 4 years in the New York media pressure there is insane. It's like the Leafs here. No, this is exactly true. And in some ways, he's laughing because not only did he go from a very toxic press nation and fan base that is very hypercritical of him, pointing out every little thing that he did wrong, he's come to a place where people love him because he's from here. And he's going to get a lot of benefit of the doubt with the Raptors nation that he wouldn't have gotten with Knicks nation. And in some ways, some of his fans from Knicks nation that were in the Knicks nation that loved him and said, man, y'all are just putting him down too much. And y'all need to be nicer to RJ. They're happier for RJ because he's in a better place in that aspect. I would say that's true. In some ways, when they interview RJ yesterday, he's saying, yeah, I'm laughing because he's been through the fire in New York, like Smooth has said. And dealing with the Toronto press, well, you've seen how he just sneered and kind of like got mad at Eric Kareem in yesterday's press scrum. Yeah, he ain't having this bullshit. He's used to dealing with the assholes in New York. He is. He's very much used to it. And just saying, I feel like we're about to see every lineup imaginable. Could very well be true. That's part of what preseason's supposed to be, is discovery and finding out and getting a look at everybody. We got to see Jarrett Roden. We've got to see Jamison Battle. We've got to see Jamias Ramsey. And those are the guys at the bottom of the pile that, you know, they got to get their tryout. and fight and scrap to possibly make the opening day roster. Yeah, we'll have to see. There's some important dates that I posted in the Facebook chat recently about what's coming up with stuff that's coming up on October the 21st. It's the last day to extend the contract of Davion Mitchell. On October the 22nd, the contract of Bruno Fernando becomes guaranteed. And on Halloween, the deadline to exercise the third-year team options of Grady Dick and the fourth-year team option for Ochai Agbaji is on Halloween. So there you go. Some dates to be keeping in mind. The last day to extend Mitchell, if we want to, is on the 21st. And if Bruno Fernando is not cut by October the 22nd, he will be guaranteed contract with us. So those are interesting things to think about right there. Yeah. Smooth saying, yeah, he's loved in New York, man. Mostly. He didn't do anything wrong. That's the thing. He didn't do anything wrong to piss people off. And honestly, New York people can find whatever to be pissed off about people. The New York fans have been very happy about the team that built them up to get the point where they are right now. And they give a lot of credit to RJ, Randall, DiVincenzo, Emmanuel Quickley as people that were part of the climb to get to the point where they're a championship contender right now. So, yeah, they're honoring them, and they're very proud of them. So, yeah, I don't think this will be a problem for RJ going back to New York in any kind of way as a later time. Like, fans will love him there still. Yeah, let's go. Sheriff is getting dapped. Cool Cat saying we're discounting that RJ was a number 3 pick in the draft. He will be a star. Duke players do well in the NBA too. I agree with this. And in some ways, RJ is the exception, not the rule. He is a real serious professional, and he's taking his career very, very seriously. Some of these other guys in the NBA don't take their career as seriously as RJ Barrett, and it's apparent. I can tell you that right now. Some people are not taking their career seriously as RJ Barrett. That's what I'm saying. In some ways, that's a great energy to be around, Scotty, and the young rookies on the Raptors like Grady Dick and other guys also. So, yeah. Let's see. Andrew saying, what an intro. Haha. Yeah, geez, Brian is on the point. Well, he has to do his signature opening, and that's what he does on To the Point. He says, good afternoon, good morning. And, it's just his line. It's kind of like, good morning, Raptor Freaks. This is Alexi Otts, and it's the Thursday Think Tank. In some ways, good morning, Raptor Freaks. Adriana used to make fun of me all the time when I do that. She'd come up to me and be like, good morning, Raptor Freaks. And it's like, she's like making fun of my intro line. But yeah, Brian is to the point and on the point all the time. That's right. Cowboys laughing. And just saying, my inside sources tell me Shamshay has grown to 7'8". I want to believe this. I mean, I don't really get into conspiracy theories too much, but this is one I might get into. I love it. Coming Crazy saying, no swearing awareness month, y'all. October, if you didn't know, is no swearing awareness. So stop swearing, everybody. Stop it. That's right. Kareem saying the difference between Fred and Scotty is that Fred was in the middle of playoffs and he didn't get as much time with his newborn and was playing with his hair on fire. Scotty Barnes might want to be more present. Yeah, I don't know about that, Kareem. In some ways, Scotty, I warn you right now. I would say this. You are going to have a baby. You're going to get time with that baby, but you're also an NBA player. And don't be like Scott, don't be like Fred when he had Layla. When Layla came, the third child of Fred VanVleet, he took like 4 or 5 games off. And I'm like, why is he taking so much time off? It shows that in some ways that was a sign that, yeah, he's not going to be on the Raptors for much longer. And I don't want that. Scotty, don't miss any games. Be a good dad and play in those games and get that fortune built up for your child. And, make yourself a huge NBA star because, you put that sacrifice in now. You do what you need to do. And, it's going to really pay off for your family in the future. So let's have perspective here. And let's not screw up a year in your life where it could be a crucial year in your NBA career for opening a door to get to a new level of all NBA that is very much within your grasp. So you don't want to fuck around with this, Scott. If Brian's source is correct, that's a really poor mistake. And I get it. Some people are like, oh, you only have babies and the babies are important. But this is smacks of like Vince Carter's graduation to me in some ways. And I don't think this is true. I really don't. I think that Scotty, in some ways, I don't know his relationship with his father. I don't even know, like, honestly, like Brian's saying stuff about his dad, but I don't totally think it's true. Because I've not heard anything about Scotty's dad in any kind of way. And Scotty doesn't even acknowledge him hardly. And then also we've got to remember that Scotty was raised in a single parent house with just his mother. And that in some ways, that may be a factor in how Scotty decides to parent his child. Is like, yeah, well, my dad wasn't there for me. I'm going to go work. And yeah, I'll be there for him more than my dad was for me. So we got to look at this in all kinds of different ways. I think this Scotty is once again very anxious to get back and playing basketball because he has not played an NBA game since like February or March. That's a long time, y'all. That is a long, long time, and he needs to get out there. Andrew's saying Scotty needs an All NBA nod to get an extra $45 million. He's going to ball this season. That's right. That's what makes more sense. He can get the incentives. He can get the more payment if he hits some benchmarks. And in some ways, like this is the time to strike. Is right now. You don't take a year off because you had a baby, especially if you're male. I can understand if you're on maternity leave as a mother and you want to be with a baby in the first year, but not as the guy. This has been historically the thing where the men go off to war or battle while the women tend the children back at home. And I don't want to sound sexist, but this is just the truth. And in this situation that he's in with the girl from Guelph, I'm sure she's perfectly fine as a primary caretaker, taking care of their baby very well. And Scotty being there as much as he can when he can be there. But let's not get it twisted. He needs to be involved in this team. And in some ways, it's annoying me that he needs to arrive in Montreal for training camp. And don't send the wrong messages, Scott. Seriously. That's what I'll say right there. Cowboys saying Papa Scotty's going to kill it. Yeah, let's hope so. And Carlos saying we have inside sources in the house. Yeah, Brian, to the point. Thanks. Yeah, very interesting stuff Brian's bringing up. I don't know if I totally believe his source because it doesn't totally make sense to me. Bryce is saying, can someone send a link to Brian's channel? I can't find it. Yeah, we talked about this, that this has been difficult in the past. I don't know if Tommy's got you. I can try and find it real quick, Bryce. In some ways, he hasn't got it set up in the right way so that you can just search it easily, which is too bad. Because in some ways, it's hard to find his other stuff that comes up and not even his channel. So yeah, let me see if I can find it. That's not right. Cut to the point. What is that? All right, channels. No. There it is. All right. Let me just get the link for Bryce, and I'll put it in the chat so you guys can follow him. No. All right, there you go, Bryce. I put the link in at the bottom of the chat for you, guy. Cowboy saying, big up yourself, Brian. There you go. I'm sure Tom Dukes will send it for you. I put it in just in case Tommy didn't. Let's see. Oh, Bryce put it in also. Okay. Carlo put it in. Very nice. Everyone shamshay that like button. I like that. Andrew saying, I might try to go to a Sixers game to see the growth. Yeah, go see Kyle. This is one thing that we need to understand, that maybe Kyle's in his last year of his career, and that maybe going to a Sixers game against the Raptors in the Scotiabank Arena is a great game to go and say farewell to Kyle Lowry, just in case he hangs it up at the end of the year, guys. So, yeah, keep that in mind, Raptors fans. And you can go see Butthole Face, too. He'll be coaching the Sixers. But, yeah, you may want to tie to Kyle while he's still playing, because this may be his last year playing, guys. Seriously. He may want to get the rounded 20, though, is what we're thinking. Most saying, Lex, what's your thoughts on Darko's take on the 30th anniversary on TSN, the shift? Yeah, he was asked about the 30th anniversary season and whether he's like making it seem important for the players. In some ways, this question's kind of fluff. In some ways, it's kind of like, in some ways, the 30th anniversary stuff isn't really X's and O's. It's just trimmings. It's just kind of like window dressing. It's not like important. In some ways, the important thing is what's happening in the basketball court and the training and the development, and all the 30th anniversary stuff. In some ways, is a distraction. In some ways, it's not actually very important. But Darko is trying to instill a legacy feeling in the players and understanding that this is a history, a 30-year history of the Raptors, that you're a part of it, and to understand that you're a part of that and legacies. So, it's an interesting question. In some ways, it's kind of fluff. But, yeah, they're going to be aware of it. It's all over the place. And the purple jerseys are being worn this year. And the 30th anniversary logo is all over the place, too. So, yeah, of course. Blackhawk saying the three-point arc is not an issue for Shamshay. It's just a mid-range. He will develop it in time. Pascal was not a mid-range assassin in his rookie year. Pascal watched DeMar and modeled his midi after him. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I think that you might be shocked because in some ways it's not, Shamshay may not be as good with the two-handed mid-range, but he may be really good with little hooks. Like I've seen him doing this kind of stuff in clips of his training in Africa, and also stuff from the summer where he has a really nice one-hand shot. And in some ways he may be doing like sky hooks or hook shots over people because of his great wingspan and the ability to make room that way. Because once again, Shamshay has something that is really good in a big man, and that's a light touch. And that's what may be very interesting about him coming up this season. But I agree with you. I think that in some ways, if he can, some ways, I don't know how much Darko's really wanting him to develop his mid-range game, but in some ways it may not matter. We'll have to see. You know how it is with the mid-range in the NBA, and everybody's saying don't take mid-range shots anymore. So he may just need to be really good at threes. And if he's not as good in that 10 to 20 foot range, it's not as big of a deal, because in some ways the metrics people are telling him you shouldn't be shooting in there anyway. You shouldn't be shooting it at all. You should be passing it. Cool Cat's saying, great to hear Granny Evelyn's doing well. Yeah, really great to hear her voice. And I'm so impressed with the Raptors organization for reaching out and following up on helping her out. So that's fantastic. Really, really good stuff. Andrew's saying, W Raptors Freak family. There you go, Andrew, for sure. Big dubs. Big dubs. Stargate saying, wow, blessings to you, Evelyn. It's kind of cool to hear the voices of the Raptor Freaks on the Thursday Think Tank call-in show. Yeah, we can still take a call or two still. We still got time if you want to call. Let's see. Blackhawk's saying, did anyone see JJJ's memory of Dikembe? Yeah, we watched that. We kind of talked about that yesterday, and how it's a different relationship for him with Dikembe than the average person because of knowing him since he was a really, really small child. And that his being so close to his dad, Jaren Jackson Sr., in some ways you could tell it really hit Jaren Jackson Jr. hard, the passing of Mutombo. Really, really did. Monique saying, W stream, W vibes, go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Good times are coming. That's right. Training camp is exciting. Training camp is going on, and we got a basketball game in a couple days, Mo. Woo-hoo! As we get closer, I know Monique is just happier and happier. She just is a joy. I know. I feel it myself, and I'm with you. I know a lot of y'all are like this right now. We're getting giddy, like a child anticipating Christmas morning. That's right. That's right. Cowboys saying, later, Lex and Mo and Raptor Freaks. Let's grow, dap, and everyone have a safe and blessed day. Thank you, Cowboy, and same back at you to and the job you're doing where you're at. North of the city. Cool Cat saying, Lex, I'm referring to RJ talking about his inspiration when he was traded from New York last season. I'm not referring to the chatter about Vince's jersey in the rafters. Laugh out loud. Okay, maybe I'm just confused. You're talking about his inspiration when he was traded from New York. Okay, yeah, I'm not totally picking up exactly the part of where RJ was talking about what, but I appreciate you, Cool Cat, so much. And I don't know. I'm getting my RJ interviews confused right now. And Andrew's saying 22 subs away from 1K. I know, man. So close. I can taste it. And I earned the 1,000 the hard way. I didn't overly self-promote. I didn't hand out flyers. I didn't try and promo this too much. Everybody who found my channel organically found it. And in some ways, a lot of people come and go really quick in and out of the channel with subs if you over promote, or you're really like, yeah, you'll have somebody sub for like 2 days and they unsub. No, we find real ones and they stick. And that's why the climb has been slow, but it is getting there. And I'm really close. I'd like to get this closed by opening day of the season. So I've got about a month to get to 22 more subs. And then boom, 1,000, baby, just to start the 30th. And that's awesome. I'll be so happy. Randolph saying, congratulations to Carlo on your newborn baby. A child is a precious gift from the Lord. Enjoy every moment that grows very fast. Your excitement tells us you are a great father. Yeah, it's all a great and amazing thing, all kinds of ways. All right, let me go on in the Instagram stories. I kind of stopped. There's Jay Nathan, Jonathan Mobo showing the food clip with the Raptors talking about their favorite type of food with Jamal Shed and Jacoby Walter. Jacoby Walter's standing really weird right there when they're hanging out. And there's Bruno Fernando saying, I like Angolan food. Norman Powell doing the cool stuff in the Clippers jersey. We'll see what happens. Storm and Norman edition. Watch your head. There's Scotty Barnes putting Chris Boucher on blast in the purple jersey. There's Scotty Barnes getting putting Chris on blast for putting him on blast. And then there's Scotty putting Emmanuel and Grady on blast on the Instagram stories. Davion Mitchell, picture of him and his Instagram stories out on the practice court. number 45. And there he is with Chris Boucher wearing the purple front blackbacks with the chevrons on the side and the Raptor claw on the bottom. Man, those jerseys are going to be so fun to watch them play in this year. I'm actually really enjoying that they're going to have the purple front blackbacks this year. I really, really am. Grady in practice wearing the OVO black and red jersey with the OVO symbol on it. Kelly Olynyk dapping out to Jamal Shed in practice. Love seeing Olynyk, the leader out there. Good stuff. Jamal McGlure saying sometimes what you end up with is better than what you wanted. I love that. That's awesome. And who else remembers the smell of these? And he's got like caps from a cap gun, the little red things. You know what I'm talking about. Jamal McGlure is about nostalgia. He's all about nostalgia. There he is on breakfast television talking about the Raptors' new season coming up. See, he's still doing community ambassador stuff for the Raptors in official function because they're having him on TV and talking about the Raptors' new season and how to get excited about it. Jacoby Walter showing off his picture of his big smile with the basketball and the number 14. We got Oakley out and about in an art studio in New York City visiting Jojo Navin, I guess, in his art studio. Siakam, really funny with his clips from Pacers training camp. He's kind of talking shit to his teammates. At one point, he was saying that Ben Mathurin fouls too much. He's like a hacker, is what he calls him. He said, Ben hacking, man. Every time we play against each other, he's hacking me and fouling me every single time down the court. So Siakam's being kind of a busta, talking some trash to his teammates. And there's at one point, he's talking trash to one of the rookies, and the rookie actually sasses Siakam back. And Siakam's like, whoa, this guy's talking trash to me. Or something like that. Whoa. So in some ways, Siakam's emboldened and proud and the leader, but maybe he's rubbing some people the wrong way because he's being too jokey and talking trash on his Instagram. I don't know. In some ways, Pacers might be like, Siakam, don't show this stuff and stuff. Because he was arguing with one of the rookies and he was calling out Ben Mathurin. Of course, the stuff with him and Mathurin is very good natured. And I honestly, they're just goofing with each other. But that one rookie, he looked like he was mad at Siakam for talking trash to him from the bench. So, yeah, it's an interesting Instagram stories from our guy, one of the GROATs, Pascal Siakam, talking trash. One of the rookies said it was so fun to go to the Siakam headquarters in Orlando this summer and practice there. Dylan Disu on the court at 12:27. And that's the end of the Instagram stories. I know I took a break there. I didn't finish them, and I came back to them. Crazy. Alley-oop to butt dial. All right, we can give a alley-oop to Kareem. Where is he? Kareem's getting another alley-oop. We're going to put him at 335. 335 dunks, 335 dunks for Kareem. Let's see. Andrew saying, who do you think will have the most impactful preseason between Ramsey, Carton, and Battle? I think that it's I would say that it's probably Carton. I think that Battle has a long shot to make this team. I think that Ramsey has an okay shot. But Carton's already on the team. And one thing that Carton needs to do is prove that he's healthy. And so we may see some very outstanding stuff from DJ Carton now that he's got his hops back. So be prepared to be astounded by DJ Carton if he's fully healthy. He showed a little bit of it at Summer League. And we're going to see it even more, watch, in training camp and preseason. So I'm going to say Carton. Adriana is here. She's saying making fun is out of love. She's talking about the hello, Raptor Freak. Good morning, Raptor Freaks. She does that. It's hilarious. Honestly, it makes me laugh when she does it because it is out of love. And it is kind of like she loves it's just funny. It's just funny. She would do that all the time to me. She'd be like, oh, hello, Raptor Freaks. It's just funny. It's just funny she does that. It's nothing mean. And there's love to Adriana. Adriana in the chat with us today. That's so sweet. Andrew saying, I feel like it's been forever since I've seen Raptors basketball. I need it. Yeah, I'm there with the point, guys. If you want to follow Brian's channel, Seymour patties, real ones. Randy's patties, real no, 100%. Driving from Scarborough to Randy's was classic. There you go. Real ones no from that West End patty shop. You coming from the East Side. Yeah, you travel. That must be good. You don't stop just at the subway station to get the patties there. No, you're going all the way to Randy's. Yeah, you know it's good. There you go. Seymour knows. Andrew saying Shamshay will be an elite transition player. Yeah, I think that he's got really, I mean, in some ways, the shades of Giannis are there with that already. And I'm really curious to see how he is up and down the court and just see him finish breaks and a lob threat too. That's going to be interesting. Cowboys saying pick and roll. That's right. Let's see what happens with that. Darko let it be known this week that he's got Chris involved in pick and rolls this year. That he says that he thinks that Chris Boucher is a really good roller, and that we may be shocked to see Chris Boucher doing pick and roll action as the man. So watch out for that this season. He kind of let it be known that he's getting Chris to do that. Seymour saying, butt dial almost made me crash. Yeah, that was pretty funny. He's had some funny stuff recently. All right, we got a new member. All right, Kaz has joined up as a purple level member. Awesome. I love that. Thank you, Kaz, for your subscription to the channel as a member. And if you want that number, it's in the community tab. If you want to call me, I know you're on the road, though. Don't drive and talk on the phone. Let's see. Smooth saying Norman Powell regarding the Paul George situation. It's addition by subtraction. Honestly, it is really good for Norman because, Paul George is going to take up a certain amount of minutes. And in some ways, they're going to need somebody to step up in his absence in certain ways. And Norman could be very well one of the guys who benefits from Paul George moving out of there for sure. And we know that him and Kawhi played together for a while now. And, in some ways, Kawhi Leonard has a lot of trust in Norman Powell. So, I think he's just happy he's going to get more minutes. You're right, Andrew. I think he's right. And more opportunity. That's right. Smooth. Yeah, Seymour saying Norm had heart, never back down. Salute to Norm. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I agree with you, Seymour. I love Norman Powell. He's a great Raptor champion, and he'll always be honored in our city. He has not done anything to mess up his legacy. No, he hasn't. That's right. And in fact, he came back to Toronto this summer and did some things in our community, and that was fantastic to see. So Andrew saying Norm was awesome. Hope he still reps the Raptors after he retires. He will. I mean, this is the team he won the ring with. He better. In some ways, we're going to do things in the future where we're going to have the anniversaries of our championship year and celebrate that. So think about that. In like 2029, we'll celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Toronto Raptors championship year. And some of these guys may be retired by then. And there very much should be like the hoopla for Vince Carter this year for his Hall of Fame induction. There should be hoopla in the 10-year anniversary of the Toronto Raptors 2019 championship. Yeah, we're gonna be celebrating that, and hopefully those alumni and those players on the team will be coming back for sure to get their cheers. Smooth saying, I really hope Norman wears a Raptor jersey again. I really do. I think that's a long shot, but who knows? You never know. Yeah. Cass saying, I meant Raptor Freak Family Crew, Lex, where you have to pay. I was jealous of all the emotes. It's all good, man. And supporting the channel, I appreciate it. Seriously. You're awesome. Now you got me, man. He's putting me in the chat now. There you go, Cass. Awesome stuff. I love it. All right, let me go through my tabs real quick and make sure I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about today. There are a couple of things. There's a clip of Oliver Ryu in the Florida Gators practice, and a guy who's 7'1" on the team, a different center, has to jump up to high five him. A 7'1" man has to jump up like a child to high five the 7'9" Oliver Ryu from Quebec. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. I really hope this guy's good because I want to see him. All right, there is some news from our idiot redacted Jonte Porter. The conspirator in the Jonte Porter betting scheme has pleaded guilty. Long Fam Fee Fam, also known as Bruce. Is that Bruce Brown? No. Admitted to a charge of wire fraud conspiracy at a hearing in the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of New York. 3 other men have been charged in the plot. This is funny. They even talk about in here how Jonte said this on April the 4th of this year. Jonte Porter wrote in a group chat with the conspirators that they might just get hit with a RICO, referring to a racketeering charge, and asked if the group chat participants had deleted all the stuff from their personal cell phones, according to the complaint. You know what? This dude is so guilty. Like, I listen, this is like so crazy. They got all the receipts, obviously. If they actually have the tweets where he's saying, we might just get hit with a RICO. And then, did you delete all the stuff? Well, they got you asking them to delete all the stuff. Man, you are so guilty. Fam is 38. He was arrested at JFK Airport in New York in June when he tried to board a flight to Australia on a one-way ticket. So, yeah, Porter was banned by the NBA on April the 17th after an investigation. He pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud on July the 10th and is scheduled to be sentenced on December the 18th. So, Jonte's getting his sentence on December the 18th. So, a little bit of Jonte Porter news today that his guy, Long Fee Fam, yeah, he's getting nailed right now. Yeah, that's right. There you go. Guys, we do have a couple of openings for our fantasy league. And I know that some of y'all were wanting to play. I'm going to put the link in here. There's only 2 spots open. So if 2 people want to get in right now that are not in the fantasy league, you got to be serious and you got to be keeping up with it all season long. Don't get a team just to get a team to be in there and just don't do anything with it. You need to be keeping up with it and doing right. So I'm going to put in, there's 2 spots open right now. And the first 2 people who come in on this link can get in the league right now. So yeah, you got to get in there right now, Kaz. If you want it, that link is right there. And the people that are here right now, they have the best chance of getting in there. That's right. So we're saying that 2019 team should get a statue as the first team outside the U.S. to win an NBA chip. You know, that's another thing that they don't talk about enough is that, yeah, they're the first ever Canadian NBA champions. And that's a big, big deal. Andrew's got me on blast. Andrew's saying, Jonte, your brother is on a max contract. Why do you need more money? Jonte was about to get paid, and he got greedy too early. And in some ways, he's stupid. And his brain was not really thinking correctly for logic. And, well, he gets what he gets at this point. That's right. Yeah, Cass, if you want to join the league, use that link right now because there is a chance. All right, there's one birthday today, guys. We got to say happy birthday to former Raptor Greg Foster. Greg Foster, of course, played mostly on the Utah Jazz in his career. He also played for the Bucks. I think he played for the Sonics even back in the day. But Greg Foster, a former big man on the Raptors, it's your birthday, my guy. So happy birthday, Greg Foster. And I missed out yesterday. I didn't realize it, but it was our guy Alex Wong's birthday yesterday. So happy birthday, Alex Wong, writer of Prehistoric. I missed your birthday. I should add you to the birthday list right now because honestly, you're a Raptors culture guy, and I'm gonna put you on there with Aaron Williams. So we're putting Alex Wong on the birthday list, guys. Just so you know, we know Alex Wong's birthday was yesterday, according to the Hello and Welcome podcast. I'm looking at some pictures from training day. I see Chris Boucher dribbling up the court with the Montreal symbol in the corner. We see RJ repping the Raptors shirt. We see Dap from Kelly to Jamal Shed. We see Shamshay going up with the dunk with the high red socks and the green jersey. So he is playing on the green team for the Raptors at training camp. That probably means he's on the team with Jamison Battle. You can see that. Now, there's Grady smiling and dribbling up the court. He's wearing the black jersey, which is probably the starters. We see Garrett Temple in a green jersey in the back. Oshai's wearing a white jersey. So he's on probably team 2. We see Jakob in the back wearing the black jersey. So the starters are wearing black. The second team's wearing white. Other teams are wearing green and red. So there's 4 teams on the Raptors right now. Davion Mitchell's wearing the black jersey. And it may be very well that he's wearing the jersey instead of Scotty because Scotty would be there wearing the black jersey if he was there. So get back to it. Yeah. So, yeah, some really cool pictures. There's Bruno Fernando and Ulrich Shamshay in the green jersey at practice. And there's Emmanuel in the black jersey. There you go. So looking at some more pictures from the training camp stuff. Yeah, there you go. Cowboy, you're already in the league? Yep. And Cass is saying, Lex, did I get in? I can check my mail real quick and it'll tell me if somebody has added themselves to the league. Let me just check real quick. Yes, Cass has joined my league. So you're in, my guy. You are in and you've got a team. And so, yeah, Mo's saying, I see what you mean by Terrence Ross, also on Twitch now. Wow. Yeah, the man's retired. And like I said, what he does is Terrence Ross, former Raptors slam dunk champion, is he takes his kid to school and then he goes on Twitch and plays video games in the morning. And that's pretty much a weekday thing. Every weekday, most days, he's doing that. So you can see Terrence Ross on Twitch all the time. And he's fantastic. Yeah. Kaz, you're in. You got a team, my guy. You're one of the new teams in. Just make me proud and make sure you don't slack on doing the upkeep. That's all I'm asking, guys. All right, we're out of here, guys. Thanks for watching me today. I'm going to get done just in time for 2 hours. I got to go watch Survivor from last night and see what happened on Jeff Probst's show. I watch it late because I don't have cable. So what I do is I watch it on Global through their website after it's done. So, yeah, I don't get to watch it live. But, yeah, I'm going to go watch Survivor now and then go grocery shopping. That's the rest of my day. Y'all, thanks for watching me. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll be back tomorrow for Friday Freakout. More on the Toronto Raptors training camp. Man, what a great live call-in show today. So many great calls from different people. Really happy to hear from Brian, Cowboy, Seymour, Evelyn, Carlo. Great calls. And I love my Raptor Freak family. You guys are awesome. And once again, like Carlo said earlier, so proud of what we did on Media Day, guys. In some ways, that's our Super Bowl of the year, is when we have these big events where we're going to be in Raptors Nation general, and we got to stand for our team in a positive way against the toxicness. And that is, you guys did such a good job. Such a good job. I'm so proud of you guys. I continue to talk about it even though it happened on Monday. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Let's come back tomorrow and we'll talk more Raptors tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. on the Raptor Freak channel. I appreciate everybody. Touch grass and let's get out there and do it the Nat Bhatia way. Raptorize your day. Let's go Raptors. Oh, Fiercey's back. Fiercey, we love you. Let's go Raptors.